Hi all, so I'm Raj and I'd like to take you on a journey of my story and why I titled it, Why Me? And I remember asking myself that question from a very young age, as young as 7. And I asked that question to myself because I started to get sexually abused by a member of my family. And I remember once it finished and he'd done what he needed to do, I remember asking myself, why me? Why me? Why not anybody else in the family? Why is this not heard of? Why is it happening to me? And then I started to believe everything that was ever spoken into my life via others and then eventually by myself. Why me? Because I deserve it. Why me? Because you don't expect anything different. Why me? Because you're ugly. Why me? Because this is all your worth is, or your value. So after a while, I didn't need to be told these words because I was conditioned enough and groomed enough that I started to believe it for myself. So actually, why is it happening? Why shouldn't it? Because that's all you're about. You are there for whatever purpose you need to be. And I remember even trying to take my life so many times. And during the times of trying to take my life, not even being able to succeed at doing that. And then being angry with myself even more. Why me? Especially when I can hear on the news and you hear from others that others have had suicide attempts and succeeded. And I remember being so angry and not understanding why I couldn't even do that right. And so for years I suffered silently because we were conditioned to, and I was conditioned to. I expected it to be, in one sense, happening in every home. So you get to the point of, okay, Raj, just happens to be you in this home, but in somebody else's home, it's happening somewhere else. So I conditioned myself enough that actually I didn't have to be groomed or told anymore. It was an automatic reaction. It was an automatic emotion that you shut up and you put up. So the last time that I had experienced that at the hands of my family was over 20 years ago. And my dad decided that he'd had enough, and my family decided that they were going to try and end my life. So after hours and hours of abuse, beating me, smashing my head against the wall, trying to drown me in a bath, I remember lying there begging my family to kill me, because surely now I've paid my price. Surely by now I've done all that I need to do so that it doesn't have to be me anymore. And I was taken out in the back of an ambulance to hospital. And that was the last time I saw my family. And I left home broken, distraught, nothing to my name, no, not even a single penny to my name, because every abuse that I had experienced, they had taken everything. And I remember sitting in this battered women's home, it was called back then, and in and out of different women's refuge, thinking, what has my life come to? Again, trying to attempt suicide. So then, I find this guy, or he finds me, I don't know which way, and all of a sudden this hope that finally it's going to be different. Finally, I've got something good. He's saying and doing all the right things, and he's treating me wonderful. But within 2 weeks, the horror started again. And while he's beating me and decides to tell me that if he can't have me, then no one is, again I realized that just because it looks different, it isn't. Actually, it's exactly what I had escaped from. The only decent thing that man did was introduce me to one of his friends. Now you got to understand, I've been brought up as this little Indian girl. We know the culture, we know how we're supposed to be, and we know the things that we're supposed to say and not say, or do or not supposed to do. So I've already affected the honor of our family because I ran away from home. And now I'm with this guy and I'm trying to get away from him, and I don't know how to, but I managed to get away. The only, like I said, the decent thing he did was introduce me That was my saving grace to this Christian friend that he had. And at the time, I'm like, I'm a proud Sikh girl. I'm not interested in anything else. I'm not looking to go into anything else. You know, our community, we're taught we stay within our community, and that's what I'm going to do. And I remember from the minute that I met him and his family, for the first time, I felt hope. And I felt something so different to what I hadn't experienced before for myself because of everything that I had experienced. All of a sudden, I now have something that, as much as my life is being attempted to be taken again, I'm finding something. And I realized that the question that I had been asking myself of why me, and I remember even coming to this newfound faith and really falling into it, then having to go over the reality and the truth of the conditioning that I had gone through. Most people will ask, why not just leave? And you don't understand, it's not always as simple as just getting up and getting your stuff and getting out, especially when you've been conditioned to believe that what's happening is all that you're worth and is all that your purpose is. So now I have this newfound faith, and I'm still struggling with my reality, still struggling with the fact that everything I've ever experienced has damaged or broke me in some way or another. And I'm damaged goods. So what could I have that's going to stand apart from anything else? I'm being used and abused, and I don't know any different. In fact, part of me expects that. And in a crazy way, even looks for that, because then I can carry on. The conditioning was so much so that 1 + 1 is not always going to equal to 2. And if I've been trained long enough, I will believe that. So I realized that the why me that had consumed my life from such a young age, of everything that I had been experiencing, everything that I had been around, standing here with not even a family to my name, no identity I felt like I had, I was looking at it the wrong way. I was looking at the question in how I was conditioned to look at it. Why you? Because you deserve it. Why you? Because you should expect nothing better or different from your life. Plus, if you clean this slate in this life, maybe in the next life you'll come better. And that's how I functioned in my day to day. So with the looking at it the wrong way, I realized with my faith and hand in it, that actually, why not me? If not me, then who? Why not me? Yes, okay, I've been through things that I'm ashamed of, that I don't really want to stand here and talk about, and I don't want people to know that actually Raj Holness is that girl that had this experience. But why not me? Statistics are 2 women a week are killed by a current or former partner. 2 women a week. I'm grateful that I'm not that statistic. But the reality is, and unfortunately, there are others that fall into that statistic. We shouldn't be having any of these statistics in this day and age. 1 in 3 women go through domestic abuse. Again, that's a massive number and shouldn't be. So my why not me was now actually I'm going to change everything that was designed to break me, everything that was designed to destroy me. I'm going to turn it and flip it on its head, and I'm going to make it become a strength in my life, and I will speak to others just like I've had to learn myself. So now me, I came from being broken and damaged. I came from being raped and abused. I came from being stripped completely. And now, I did find my tall, dark and handsome. My husband would like to tell you all that I found an exotic man. I'm just here to tell you that I found a Jamaican man. And he has been amazing. He is my soulmate, and actually inspired me and encouraged me to continue to do what I do, which is encourage others to break the silence. It's now time that we can actually, as communities, work together. For 20 years, I've been doing this. Now, don't try and work out my age, because I told you how long ago I left home. We don't need any of that. But actually, this is what we're here for. That I, myself, an Indian girl, can now become something completely of what we haven't been taught that I could. I crossed over community and became a Christian. I crossed over community and married a Jamaican. I crossed over community and talk about things that really we shouldn't be talking about. And this is what my life has become. Actually, through losing everything, I've become someone. About losing all forms of identity, I now have my own, which I can tell you who Raj Holness is and not wait for someone to dictate who I should be. Yes, I'm breaking the mold, and yes, I'm breaking cultures, and yes, I'm breaking all of those things, but why not me? For years I lived in that prison of why me? Why not me? So we all have a responsibility. And that responsibility is talking about these things so open, talking about abuse so open, so that actually that it can start to have that ripple effect and change and transform communities, because that's how we unite. That's how we can work together and break those things that have held us so captive, because it's a shame thing and it's a guilt thing and it's the no one will believe me. Well, actually, we do believe you. So here is my story of actually not just why me, but why not me. Thank you.